Hello, your real estate expert Lance Moore, and I'm going over how to sell a house. Today I'm going to go over what I call the 3 P's. Now these 3 P's will sell any home, anywhere for maximum profit, period. So the question is, what are the 3 P's? Well, they're actually very simple. It's presentation, promotion, and price. Those are the 3 P's. It's sort of like a 3-legged stool. If you sit on a 3-legged stool and kick out one of the legs, boom, the stool goes down because it can't support the weight. And that's exactly how these 3 P's are. You have to do every single one perfectly in order to get the highest price possible. So let me first talk about the presentation of the home. Okay, presentation is one of the most overlooked aspects when selling a home. So what is presentation? It's basically conditioning and or staging your home to get it sold. And I have a lot of sellers, when I work with them, they ask me to walk through their home and start telling them what they need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some really important tips on what to do, then I'm going to tie it down with an example on just how important this is and how you could even make 5 to 10% more money just by doing this. Well, first thing, when you're doing a presentation, you want to get your home looking as good as possible. Why? Well, it's like this. If you were going to sell a car, what would you do? You would wash it, you would wax it, you would, dress the tires, the interior, you might even get the engine steam cleaned, and you would get it looking really good. Why? Well, because you're going to take pictures of the car, and then you're going to put it in the auto trader, or you're going to put it in an online advertisement. And you want to do the same thing to a home, because you're not only promoting that home, and you're not only getting it ready for the buyer, but you're getting it ready for online advertising, offline advertising. You're getting it ready for real estate agents. You're getting it ready for the appraisal. So you want to have it look perfect. So the first thing I tell my sellers to do is take your seller hat off and start thinking like a buyer. But I tell the buyers the same thing. Take your buyer hat off and put yourself in the shoes of what the seller's thinking. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go outside, maybe go to lunch, go to breakfast, come back to the house, park across the street, just like maybe a buyer would, take a pen and paper, walk up to your home and start taking notes. Is the grass mowed? Is the grass edged? Are there weeds out of the flower beds? Is it freshly mulched? Are there nice flowers? Now, obviously, if this is the snow time for some of you snowbirds, then I understand it won't be like this. But you want to get it looking the best you can in the outside. You don't want them to get to the front porch and have maybe mud dabblers or spider webs or anything like that. You want to clean the front porch, clean everything. And then when they walk inside, go through room by room by room and doing an analysis on what you need to remove. Like a lot of questions center around pictures. Do I have too many pictures? It's okay to have some pictures, but you don't want too many pictures because you want the buyer to be able to see their family and their personal belongings in the home. So you really want to declutter the home and get rid of a lot of personal items. If you have any questions on how to do this, just walk into a brand new home with the builder and you'll see how they stage it and get it ready to sell. Anything that you're not going to be wearing in the next few months, pack up, put away, put in a box, or go to Walmart or a store and buy those plastic little bins to stick it in. Stick it in the garage, put it in the garage. Even if you neatly stack it in one room, it's better than not doing anything at all. But you really just need to go through every single room, get every single room perfect, then walk out to the backyard, and you're going to be taking notes. Walk out to the backyard, look in the backyard. Again, if you have a lanai or a porch area or a covered patio in the back or anything like this, make sure it's looking really good. Make sure the fence is painted. Or if you have a white fence, a PVC fence, well, spray it down. You don't want a bunch of algae on this. This is really very, very cheap. And when I give all my buyers, I give them my 12-page ebook on 90 things to do to get their home ready to sell. So let me give you an example of how important this is. Several years ago, my sister called me up and she was selling a condominium in Southern California that I used to own. And she called up and she said, you know, Lance, I have a question for you. I'm looking at taking the home off the market for a couple weeks, maybe a month. I'm hiring a real estate agent, putting it back on the market for a little bit less of a price. What's your thought? And I said, well, how long have you had it on the market? She said, 60 days. She had 42 showings on the home. And I said, well, you know, there's the 3 P's. There's the presentation, there's the promotion, and there's the price. I said, now the price is good because I know the price. I own the condo. I used to own it. I said, the marketing and, you know, what he's doing to market your home is really good. It's been on the market 60 days and you've had 42 showings. I said, but it's the presentation. The presentation just isn't there. I'm going to send you my ebook. Do every single thing you can in the ebook. And then as soon as you do it, give me a call. She called me 2 weeks later, said she did every single thing in my ebook. I said, great. Put it back on the market. And she said, well, it was on for $179.9, and he told me we're going to put it on for $169.9. And I said, well, what do you think? And she said, well, no, I think that's a good idea. And I said, well, don't do that. Keep it on for $179.9. Trust me, just keep it on for $179.9. And she said, okay. I said, go ahead and list it with the same agent for $179.9. Call me up a couple of days after you have it on the market. She calls up and said, you're not going to believe what happened. The first 2 people that walked in the home, both of them wrote above full price offers, and she sold the home for $182. So this other agent wanted to lower it to $169.9, keeping it the way it was. She would have been lucky to get $165, but because of conditioning and because of what I told her, she was able to get about 10% more for her home. And that's how important not only conditioning your home is, but getting an agent that really understands this. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate. Give me a call, contact me, share this if you like the videos, but I can't tell you how important presentation is. So make sure you take it very, very seriously and get your home looking perfect. I wish you the best of luck. Have a wonderful day.